A very good evening and a very windy welcome indeed to Scotland today. I'm sorry to say we'll have more of that top story in just a moment. As well as that, Paul Murrican has words about an exclusive interview.
Yes, indeed, John. Tonight on STV, that one-eyed black Jewish comedian, as the gentleman in question describes himself. Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. is in our Edinburgh studio.
Or nearly today's gale force conditions, to the shops. But that legendary piece of Hollywood was indeed in the capital today. And one of the shops stocks his new book called Hollywood in a Suitcase, and his stroll took him into our Edinburgh studio, where Paul Murrican spoke to him earlier today.
Firstly, Sammy, welcome to Scotland. Can I say, what a terrible day to wear a kilt. Have you had problems?
Well, a couple of times it almost blew me about 3 miles away from the hotel, but other than that, everything has been fine.
That's good. Can I get onto the book straight away? That is why you've travelled 3,000 or 4,000 miles to be here today. In it, you say there are currently 10,000 films in circulation, and you know almost every magic shot worthy of remembering in all of them. That's a tremendous claim, is it right?
Well, the figure may be exaggerated by a couple of hundred. But seriously, I've been a movie fan. At the age of 54, I can honestly say that I've been a movie fan for 50 years.
Can I take you back almost 50 years? I love that photograph of you as a very young child. You mentioned the influence of Dracula in your early years. By heavens, you can see it in that photograph. You look as if you've just seen the film.
Well, in those days, that was an expression that we used when you wore blackface with the white lips. We used to call that mugging. That kind of
You do it very well. They call that gurning in the north of England as well, by the way. Why does that version of Dracula not feature in your 10 best films if it had such an amazing impact on you?
Well, it's one thing to have an impact on you, and you remember it because of personal reasons, but there's another reason because of the fact that the Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing Dracula from Hammer was the first Dracula that I saw that brought the sensuality of Dracula. He was the handsome man and sophisticated and everything else. And when he first turns around and you see the blood in Chris's eyes, it was just to nail you to a cross. But they had a very, very strange thing about and I think they do still. Hammer's approach to horror films are just spectacular. And when the same team, Peter and Christopher, did Frankenstein, they didn't try to copy Karloff. They didn't do the big hulking monster. As a matter of fact, he played him where he couldn't move, he couldn't coordinate anything. So which made it very interesting.
By heavens, you really live the movies, there's no doubt. Can I bring you right back up to today? There is one point that occurs to me. It seems to be the season to visit Britain. I see that Frank Sinatra's over here as well at the moment. Do you have any particular plans to join up with him and make 2 of the Clan of 5 come together again?
Well, socially, we've met already several times. I was at the opening, went to a party. My wife just went with Mrs. Sinatra to Paris on a shopping spree, and they just got back. So my wife will be in England. Barbara Sinatra, Mrs. Sinatra, came back today, but all the girls flew up, in a private plane, and I'm going, sure, you're going shopping at Dior, and I'm going to sign books.
What a life. Somebody's got to do the work, obviously.
Absolutely.
Sammy, I love the kilt. We look forward to the next book. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A surprise golfing guest from America, Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. Well, still on golf, we've had a surprise visitor to Scotland this week in the shape of Sammy Davis Jr. in this country to launch a new book, but taking time off to have a quick word with me about his very own golf tournament, the Sammy Davis Greater Hartford Open. Sammy, how in fact did the Greater Hartford Open become the Sammy Davis Greater Hartford Open?
Well, it was through a series of marvelous incidents. The mere fact that the PGA was looking for someone to that could probably stimulate something in the New England area. And they selected me, and I was very proud of it. I'm the only member of my race to ever have a PGA tournament named in his honor. And it has each year gotten better. And this last year was our 5th year. It was our 3rd year with CBS. And we've got next year coming up with CBS again. So I'm very thrilled about it.
We've heard in this country that American television ratings for big-time golf are falling off. Is this the case?
Well, in the whole spectrum of sports, I would say that golf rates, you got basketball, football, baseball, soccer, and then somewhere near the tail end, after boxing or what have you, is golf. But we've been lucky. We've been in the top. They do a survey every year at the end of the golfing television season, and we're always up there in the first 4 after the Masters, the World Series of Golf, and I think that's the PGA Championship, and then I think the first celebrity name tournament. We've been the first one named.
Last question, Sammy. Are you likely to play golf on this visit to Scotland?
No, I wish I could. I played at St. Andrews once, and I was playing much better then. I think I was a 17. I am now, because of my busy schedule, probably an 85.
Sammy Davis, thank you and good luck.
Nice meeting you, Ed. Thanks.